Juanita Sanchez Educational Complex, otherwise known as JSEC High School, Providence, Rhode Island. Library Media Specialist Peter Quesno. Observed by Tasha White, September 29th, 2017. High school is a whole other animal that I was not familiar with, but eager to learn about. Upon entering the high school, it was a culture shock for me to realize that most of the students were not only taller than me, but to watch them walk around in half shirts, hoodies, and earbuds in. After talking to the school counselor, I came to quickly realize that in high school, one of the main objectives is to get students to come to school each day, no matter what. That made sense to me. The library itself was quite large in size and had several computers set up around the circulation desk, while there was a section set up in a horseshoe format for classes and meetings to collaborate at. There was also a section of couches and chairs where, through my time there, quite a few students and teachers came in and either sat and read or sat and chat with some friends. Mr. Q opens the library every day except Thursdays for both lunches for students to come in and have some choice time to read, work on projects, or access the computers. Students are expected to sign up before they are assigned lunchtime, and they're given a number and a pass to come back after they eat. I felt as though the space seemed appropriately laid out for the high school age population served. And there were quite a few teachers who met in the space to collaborate with each other as well. As a side note, Thursdays the library is not open for this due to the fact that Mr. Q holds a book club. The signage is of course quite different than I am used to at the elementary level. Mr. Q has made his own signs and hung them on branches, hanging over the sections they describe. When students did come into the library, they seemed to know where to head to find what they were looking for, even though there are no library classes scheduled unless a teacher signs up to collaborate with Mr. Q. This again reminds me of the importance of teaching my younger students how to be independent users of a library and to locate what they are looking for on their own. Mr. Q has also taken cutouts and created signs for each of the sections in the Dewey area of the library. You can see that he has taken care and time into finding age-appropriate, interesting ways to showcase what different sections offer. He said he normally finds these different clippings from cards that he uses. There is an area in the library to find new books and free books so that the students can easily find what's being offered to them. I realize I tend to like the same kind of signage consistently throughout my library to support my students. However, I can also see how at the secondary level, that might not be such a big concern. He even offered DVDs for checkout. While I was there, an avid reader came in looking for a new book recommendation. The conversation between Mr. Q and the student was quite interesting as they discussed all of the different series and books the students had read and how he enjoys books that are a part of a series. He went on to explain that for the most part, he prefers books that have become movies so that he can compare the book to the movie. While listening to their conversation, it became clear that he usually enjoys the book more than the movie. Mr. Q gave a short book talk on The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. And the boy was sold. His friend that was there with him wanted to check out a book as well, but knew he owed money from a book he had borrowed the previous year. He had $7 with him and owed $8. Mr. Q told him that $7 was plenty and was concerned that he would not have enough money to get him home on the city bus or for any spending cash he might need. The boy assured him that he was okay and paid the $7 he had. He almost seemed proud or as though it was a rite of passage to pay for the book that he hadn't returned. In the elementary level, when students don't return a book, I just ask them for a letter from a parent saying they can't find it, and then I clear their record for them. This was different for me. However, I understood the importance of holding the students accountable at this age, and again, how the student seemed to take pride in the fact that he took care of it himself. There were other things around the high school library that were eye-opening to me, such as the newspaper center. I guess I had never really thought about offering newspapers to students. I just love the fact that this was an option. Knowing the signs of digital dating abuse is something I have not even considered until seeing the sign posted in the high school library. It made me think about how different teaching about digital citizen is once you get to the secondary level, while reminding me about the importance of teaching the basic concepts and understandings of sharing your digital voice with the elementary level. This school is where I am doing my secondary observations, and I go to each Friday from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock. As part of one of my personal goals, I have already spoken with Mr. Q about updating his library homepage and creating an actual website for his school's library. The library homepage link you find here is his current page. We are both excited about collaborating, creating, and curating a new and improved Juanita Sanchez library website as our time together unrolls.